Welcome back to the video. So, today we'll be doing a day 0 guide, preparing for the English server releasing in about 8 hours by the time this video goes up, approximately. So, let's get started and talk about what's in with the Japanese version. So, you start off, you will get your daily bonuses right here, and this is basically your thorough login bonus, as your typical standards. Is ironically also Haruna's birthday disc. You'll be given 2 different types of bonuses depending on your mileage card, which is basically I will explain about within going during Gacha. But the normal bonuses here, you usually get like about shells or energy or any different types of stuff, while the mileage card you get a mix of skill tickets and shells. So now we get to our home screen, and now there's a lot of different options within this, so I'm going to go explain each and every single option. First thing you have over here is just your usual news. This talks about different updates within it and what's coming up in the land of D4DJ. Over here is your like section. Basically, I'll go explain this more when we get into our club room. This is our present box over here, where you just get different achievements and such. And this over here, you can go visit random people's clubs. Now, to go over this option here, we're going to go start off with the store. And this is basically where you can go buy your thorough stuff, which we'll get more into depth later on when we look at the live section over here. Next up is our specific club rooms. Now I'll go over all the specific options here. DJ time is basically an option where you can go create your own mixes. This over here is your comment section, which basically comments of what you want to do when you play someone's remixes. It's basically you just play that after you go play someone's remixes, like this for example. This over here you can go claim some new songs over here. Right now I've claimed all the songs, so I don't have to worry about that. Now we get to club customization. Now this is where we specifically go into bonuses. I'll probably have a video later on down the line talking about the specific bonuses, but for now all you need to know is basically this is how you can adjust with different bonuses added within it. But also, it depends on what kind of club you select. So, over here, for example, I have this selected. This is just my aesthetics. But, if you over here, this is where you have your bonus effects. I currently have it on Lyrical Lily, because I am currently doing a Lyrical Lily event. But, you also can know what bonuses you have in this specific club when you click over here. You can also add on some extra stuff as well if you want within here, which is in this specific section. Over here you have your thorough remixes. You can go share over here, for example, and you can also pick different types of covers that you want to do. You have about 10 slots within this. You can also go check a look at some other club switch arounds here. I just did this myself. This is a new feature that they added within version 2. And also you are able to check out live view here to see what your thing looks like in game. Also here is also the UI feature, which you can basically see like a non-version within live view, more of the clear type version, and that's pretty much basically it for the club room. Next up we get more of the outside perspective, which basically is the story mode here. As you all know that D4DJ is kind of similar to Bang Dream's story mode area, where you can go click on different certain sections and go talk with them. For example, let's go over here with Marika and Ray, and it's over here just small short conversations, and you'll be able to gain a good bonus of 2 this. And you can also, what they used to do actually is what they had expert increase in Bang Dream. In this case, this does not have it, only increases within the band's bond mode. So, with that also being said, clearing out the left side, let's go into more of the right side, which is more in depth. Let's start at the bottom here with the story specifically. There are 3 types of story. There is event story, road to D4 Fest, and D4 Fest story. The main one is over here, where if you're going to be playing on the English version, then this is going to be the main section that you're going to be getting your bond points in. So, within this, I already maxed all of this. I maxed it on the first week of the beta version on the Japanese side. And in this, after that, we have 2 different types of event stories. So now this is just regular, normal, different types of event story there are out here. This also includes collabs such as the Hololive collab and the Monster Hunter collab. There also is specific events related to D4 Fest that are also labeled under here, which is called the D4 Fest story. So this is what they added in the second version to go give a little bit more of some different types of stories. So that's basically the story mode within it. Next up we got the specific Gacha mode. Now, there are different types of sections at the moment. Right now there's actually a Harna Gacha going on for her birthday. Depending on what day each girl has their birthday, there will be a birthday Gacha. And as you can see, this is the current Spotlight Gacha, this is regular ticket Gacha, and this is the standard Gacha if you want to go try to scout for more of the initials. What's basically happens here is that if you notice this bar, this is basically called Pity Spark. In this case, you do not guarantee the card, you just get a 4-star out of that. And it's not like Review Starlight Relive, where you get a 4-star and it completely resets. You get a guaranteed 4-star on your 10th pull, which is about 30k gems. So, with that also being said, that's thoroughly going over the gacha. Now we're going to go over a specific area where there's a lot of stuff you can do. So we'll start off with the unit formation over here. Now this is basically 10 slots where you can go post all your different group synergies and team synergies. This specifically over here, I have a lot of thorough synergies. This makes it up here, and each one depends on what you want to do. So in this case right here, this is also, this area that I'm tapping right now is the event points area. Currently there's no event going on, but I still have the team from the Lyrical Lily event previously. In this case, this would have been plus 20 Lyrical Lily, plus 20% Lyrical Lily. After that though, we also have something interesting that D4DJ decided to add, which is the supports. Now this support system now, these people do not have, do not carry some specific skill types and such, as you can see within this character, which I'll go over in the members. But this will help with the overall power, which is good for trying to get more bonus points. Within this also, with also knowing about power, you also have your 3 types. I honestly don't know the specific name of this types, but I'll probably do a version 2 guide, more talking about the English version later on. But these are the 3 types overall, and it also matches up with some of the overall stats. As you can see here with Miko, you have 3 stats over here, and they all attribute. And each time you choose a card, if you have something that's higher or something that's lower specifically, then it will be around this color. But then if you have something that's more higher in the change, it'll be this color. So with that also being said, you can also go switch your teams around. This option over here, you can autofill your team. This option over here, you can just change the specific areas of your teams. And this option also tells you specific stats and such. This one option over here tells you what is based on the club types that we were just talking about. You can do that for all different teams. Keep in mind that also your favorite team will be the one you'll be using in multi-live, which I will be explaining when we get to the multi-live section. In this now we have member list. Now there are 3 types of member list here. Now first one is the regular member list, which you can see here, for example of a card. And keep in mind that's a maxed 4-star with limit break, which is what we call it. It will have animated movement, which you can see here with Saori. Now, you can also see here with Saori, this is her power, and then the original stats we were talking about. And then over here, this is actually the skill that your initials have, or your cards have. That basically helps you if you go put them on a main force slot. This will not activate when you have support slots. Looking at this, you also have your basic profile of who this character is, and then the overall group story, which can get you some extra gems. With this also, you have this nice system that is similar to Idolmaster Cinderella Girls, where you can just play lives and then you can get some bond points. This is also similar in the case of Love Live School Out Festival, where you have bond points as well within this. I don't know specifically the certain threshold you have to get, but it does probably have to be a lot for that. And you also have this too, which you can make your permanent profile picture. I'll do it for Saori right now. for example. So, underneath the member list, you have different items that are kind of like your practice, for example. That's kind of the rhythm games term we have it there. So, let me put an example here. I want to help practice with Saki. Now, over here you have your different types of expert tickets, which you can basically gain from the multi-lives or any of the lives utilization. And it all depends on how much you're going to go, for example. So this example right here is a max out and some other stuff things. So with that also being said, you kind of have the same thing here, but this one more for skill tickets. Kind of thoroughly the same. And I forgot to also mention that you can auto here or reset here. This is the same for both of the options over here. Then you also have this, which is your limit breaker. So the limit breaker specifically is going to help you get more levels out of your specific members. Now, in the Japanese version, they have the 3-star members, which is pretty nice and very convenient because you can only focus on the 3 stars. But other than this, you have the regular crystals and also even shards, which help with a little bit of gain. Now, specifically, I have actually not used shards before as of making this video, but I'll probably use them some other time. What to keep in mind is that as you increase, especially with the 4 stars, it will get higher with your crystal usage, so keep that in mind. Now, with that also going over within the member list, we got the exchange, which I talked about back here on this option specifically in the menu. So this exchange feature right here can help you get a good amount of stuff like 5-star energy boost, which you can see over here, different crystals, and different one of these clamshells, which help to get some songs and whatnot. There's also utilization of coin as well, and especially good for utilizing the poker events, for example. And there are also some other features here. Here's where you can also claim your shells. You can go get some MVs, some special discs, some special stickers. And also, it is very important to do that to get original songs, which I talked about earlier. With that also being said, we go next to character, which is just your overview of characters. If you want to know more about any of these characters, and also see some of their live 2D movements. As you see, if you click Photo Maiden, you see some movement over here. If you also click it, for example, like I click Rinku here, you can also take a look at their overall profile, which this will be translated to English, and then see also the albums and what kind of cards you have. As you can see, I don't have very much good cards, at least on my end. With that also being said, that has been pretty much the overall member area. But now we get to the achievements area, which in this case you have this for your tutorial, which I'm going to be trying to complete on day 1, of course. The next one over here is dependent on what songs that you clear. I'll also go over D4 Fast later on. Within this you get daily mission. I even complete some because I just logged in. So you can get this for just logging in, and then like this one, for example, is if you log in specific days. Or I think this one's actually logged in specific days. But these two specifically are your weeklies and dailies, and this is how you're going to get some extra gems to go buff up that team. So you also have this individual. You also have individuals as well, which is pretty good because it depends on like how your playstyle goes and also some certain events. For example, this over here, this event is a 4 of a kind. So you have a chance to get a 4 of a kind if you play in that poker event. With that also being said, that's pretty much it for this session. Now we get to the nitty-gritty, which is your main live area. So let's talk about each different types of live. So we first got free live, which is you just pick any specific song out of here. Next, we got multi-live, which is basically split up into 3 different rooms: a free room, a beginner room which needs 70k power, and this is also again based on the team that you mainly favorited, and then the veteran room, which is 120 and gains a lot of pretty good materials to do with that. Then you got your medley live, which there are 2 different options. The first option is creating your own medleys, which is nice because then you can add in some different songs like this, for example, and then just play it over here. With this also you have difficulty. If you want to go be hard, play hard for everything or expert anything, you do this. But if you want to do individual songs, you click this button, and you can just click and try to edit it for some of these. With that also being said, is that medley live, similar to when you visit some person's club, you can be able to play their medley. You are able to play medleys through here as well. So for example, you can click friend here if you friend anyone and play anyone's medley. So for example, you can play, let's say, my friend Hibiki, let's see Hibiki's. So you'll over here, you have all this here. You also visit Hibiki's club too. But after that, you can just exit through there. You can also play a random one. You can just pick anyone that's in the player base and just pick any of them, which is good for if you want to go utilize for very quick medley usage. After that, then you got the events here, where my event currently is calculating, but pretty much this thing over here is where you can see your overview of events. Within this over here, you can see kind of the achievements you get. You have this, you also got types of rankings there. This is for points, this is for poker coin, this is for daily, and that's pretty much it for what it has here, because we recently had a poker event. The over here is the ranking system area, which normally is, but right now it's just calculating. And then over here down here you got your story, which you can go view and get some more gems. And even then, if you unfortunately don't read this thing, you can still go view the story back in the story area, which is over here. Now, with that also being said, this option here is just blank. Usually this is saved for multi-medley, bingo live, etc. Raid events as well. In raid events you'll actually see two of these too, like a solo and a multi for these type of events. So with that also being said, that's pretty much thoroughly all the options within this. You can also change here on the home screen. Also change the type of view. If you want a more view of the characters, you have this. If you want more view of your just club basics, you can do this. But usually I have it through with any of this because I have some nice 4 stars over here. Now we'll go talk about some other aspects within this. Over here up is just your regular news, kind of similar to what we have over here, what we talked about at the beginning of the video. We have your XP counter and your overall rank. We have your energy counter here, which if you press this, you can claim a free 1 per day with diamonds. And it is basically 0, 30, and 300, I believe. And you get plus 5k each. You get each a bonus every time it basically resets. With that also being said, you also have your diamonds, which basically you can use for scouting, and then your coin, which is going to be very important for a lot of stuff, including the poker events, which helps gain. But I'll probably go more into depth about each event type later on. Now we get to the main thorough menu before we finish wrapping it up. So let's start off. This is where you can just buy gems overall. You can also buy the D4 pass here. The D4 pass contains a lot of different options. You can go gain a lot of different stuff within this. I don't know how much it's going to cost in English, but this is a nice option, and you can go get some nice bonuses, which is going to be pretty nice. There's also some pretty good deals going on. There's a birthday deal right now going for Harna over here. You see now over here you get your main identifier card. You can do over here is change who you want as your member over here. So for example, my favorite girl is Noah, so I can put Noah right here. Then instantly Noah becomes added in with this. You can also put over here is another option to go find some open songs. You'll also be able to see your main team over here, the one you'll be using in multi-live, and then you can also see your stats over here. As you can see, I have clear 264, 58 hard, 1 normal, and I also full combo with 155 expert and 39 hard. This one over here specifically talks about, I think, the more popular songs I've been doing. I don't know, I could probably clarify that in the comments below, but this is base stats. You can have your edit here, you can edit if you want your ID to be visible. It's kind of like your public-private utilization. You also have your main ranks over here, which talks about, I believe, kind of the stats that you get. I think it also gives you how much increase you can have in your friends list. What also is very apparent is your ID over here. Now, as you can all see at the top right corner of this video, or top left actually, is that this has my main ID, which I always post, which y'all can go add friends with. You can also copy it easily if you want to go make it easier on yourself. This over here, which can go edit your banners. And you can also get specific banners for using the D4 pass, of course. So that's already one of the thorough options. The next option over here is more your inventory, which is especially critical if you want to go upgrade. What you utilize here is that you can get a lot of these type of crystals and then upgrade your main members. I already maxed out a lot of these, that's why I have a lot of this. And this also helps with limit breaking your members. This also helps with gaining with it, and this is going to be super important with the original crystals I was talking about over here. You also get special crystals depending on if it's like a birthday or something. For example, I got like the Harna one for her birthday, but this can all depend thoroughly on what happens. What's also here is that you also get your main tickets over here, you get your main energy over here, you get your main coin, you get your main redeemers for getting covers and original songs, and you also get the main utilization of your shells and your clam shells. So with that also being said, we also have the mileage card. Now this mileage card depends on how much gacha you pull, and as you get more, as it says right here, or I believe actually right here in this one, is that more you pull, the more your mileage card will be for that specific month. So you get like, you pull like a lot, you like whale, you can get to platinum and so forth. Within this next we get the regular settings. Now this is specifically the different types of settings. You can go adjust like your FPS, you can adjust your background music, etc. This one specifically is for the lives, which you'll be able to see specifically on this free live section. So if you play like a free live section, you have two different sections. The first section over here is where you're actually going to edit your thing, and you press this, for example, and it's a drop down menu. For example, this is your speed, and this also gives you like how much note, how much transparency you want, etc. This one over here also, which I didn't mention, is your type of audience mode, or any type of mode that you want to do. So for example, if you want to go full auto, you can do this and just have it autoplay. You'll still be able to get extra stuff, which is good for some certain events. Doing this also just does it manually, and then you have some other utilizations of auto. You can even edit yourself if you click any of these specifically, that you'll have no auto within it. I believe also that's the same feature where they have backspin assist. That's pretty much it. And we get over here to more of this option. So going back to this is the same area where then you can edit your aesthetics, you can edit all certain types of stuff as well within this. Then you get this to over here, which is more your sticker use. This is what you're going to be creating for if you want to play in the multi-lives. For example, I have some of these special event stickers, which is nice. And you can also have your recent stickers as well here. I like spamming this one right here because it's Noah, of course, it's best girl. So, with also being said, this is where you can find your friend list. It sees that I have 65 out of 110. I also have sent 2 friend requests, but no one has accepted it, unfortunately. This is also where you can have your received friend requests. And to do this, for example, you can have a sort option, increasing, decreasing, and then your ID, which you can enter here. So for example, you can edit my ID right here. Let me see if I can type it in the nick of time. So for example, I unfortunately can't do it. So basically that is the thorough friends list. Next up we get to this, which is more of the type of specific original songs, I believe. Oh, it even has some covers too as well. I'm not sure specifically about that option. You also have this, which is your main help and tips tool, which is going to be nice if you're especially a new player. This one goes back to the title screen, and some of these are other stuff that are more like terms and service and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it, at least for the starter guide. This is more of a bare bones tutorial, if anything, and this is more of a day 0 guide. I'll probably have a revised guide later on, probably in June, when I get more knowledge about this game, but this is more of looking at the Japanese side. Other than that, thank you all for tuning in. Continue to embrace the darkness, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.